My son was 7 when we started. He was just getting an increasing resistance to sitting down and doing his work. He was having a really hard time staying focused, so things would take way longer than they should. It had started to cause a lot of friction. As homeschooling parents know, there's, your mom and your teacher, and that friction can get extra difficult. I could tell that his confidence was starting to kind of lapse a little bit.
One of the things that I was seeing was a lack of understanding of what people were saying. It was like playing telephone. You would say one thing, and then when they went to repeat it, it would come out completely different. When you asked a question, it took a long time to come up with an answer. I always wondered what was going on in his head, and I could never figure it out.
My daughter is 11. She's been homeschooled from the beginning, but when she was 8, she was diagnosed with dyslexia. And so I've been using everything I can think of to try to help her to learn how to read. The two of us together, we were just kind of butting heads.
As far as addressing the problems, I didn't do anything because I didn't know what to do.
I read the books. I read all the books and tried different approaches, and I even swapped out with my husband to see if working with somebody other than me would be helpful.
I went to Heave and I saw the LearningRx booth and just kind of talked with them. Fast forward the next year, went back to Heave and saw the LearningRx booth again and was like, you know what? I think I need some help.
As a matter of fact, we had actually tested twice, 5 years apart, doing the assessment with LearningRx, and the 5 years apart showed we didn't gain anything. We just maybe going a little bit backwards. If anything, what we were doing wasn't working.
First thing I noticed was her confidence. She was getting more confident in herself and her abilities to play board games and card games. And I noticed she's beating me at math games. Like we play these math card games. She's beating me, but also she's reading. And that was the whole goal, is for her to start reading. We're going to the bookstore, to the library, and she's choosing books that she wants to read now, which didn't happen before.
We were probably 5 weeks in, and I called my son to the table. We had a age of math. I'm wincing, waiting for the resistance and then not wanting to sit down to do it. And he kind of hopped up to the table and he sat down, did all of the problems without looking up from his page, which normally would have taken 30 minutes just to get through it. And then he looked at me and asked if there was anything else. And I said, no. And he just bounced off to the trampoline, and I kind of sat there stunned. To be honest, there was absolutely no resistance whatsoever. And not only that, but he did the work correctly. And that's when I knew that it was going to be a big shift. And it wasn't just the academic shift, but the confidence that he had, that he could just sit down and do it, was really remarkable. And I think the other thing that I didn't anticipate is that, all of the behavior that we want from our children, it's all rooted in cognitive skills. I didn't realize how much his weaknesses in some of those areas were affecting every part of his life. So even now, with sitting down to the table for dinner or dealing with his brother when he's frustrating him, he has better self-regulation. I mean, it's really just remarkable how many different areas of his life have improved from strengthening those skills. And that's maintained. It wasn't a fluke. It's every time he just sits down and he does the work. And I just go, oh, that's amazing.
I think the biggest result from training is the confidence level. And he can read at a higher level and focus when he's doing math. And when it comes to conversations, he definitely understands better.
He's happier because things that he knows he can do and they felt so hard before, they're not hard.
I like the fact that LearningRx tailors their program to your child and their particular needs, their weaknesses.
I like the fact that it's evidence-based. That made me a lot more comfortable to try it, and the science was there to back up that it works.
The program has exceeded my expectations. If you've tried everything and you still feel like something's just not working, try the assessment and see what they say and if this is something that can work for your family.
Don't underestimate how much your child can change in a positive way. Just the idea that at 7 to accept those weaknesses as unchangeable, I think would have been sad. So I'm glad now, knowing in hindsight how well it's worked. I'm definitely really glad that I've done this for my son, and he's glad too. It's been transformational for my son. I mean, really, it's remarkable.